And sometimes people choose to believe the worst and say the worst about that. If we want to end conflicts around the world and bring about peace, you have to take risks for peace. You have to talk to people you don't like. You have to talk to people that don't like you. Talking to your friends doesn't bring about peace. Agreements do. Agreements help. Bombing often does not help anyone. That's why I was so opposed to that war in 2003. And I opposed that war not because I had any great sympathies for Saddam Hussein. I didn't. I was actually one of a very small minority of MPs who voted against arms sales to Iraq during the 1980s because of the human rights abuses that were going on there. We have to be quite careful and quite thoughtful about how we deal with dictatorships, how we deal with routine human rights abuses. And shouldn't we think a bit more about trade treaties that do encompass human rights values, that do encompass human values, that do encompass elimination of poverty values? And if we believe it is wrong to imprison people without fair trial, it is wrong to execute people in public, it's wrong to imprison children, then it's wrong whichever country is doing it, wherever they happen to be in the world. And so I conclude with these two thoughts. The situation in the world today is that there are more people who are displaced as a result of environmental degradation and armed conflict than at any time in recorded history. They are desperate people. They're desperate people dying in the Mediterranean. They're desperate people dying in the South China Sea. They're desperate people all around the world. We cannot solve all those problems, but we can make some kind of contribution to it. The wealthier countries have got to step up to the plate. We've got to develop the world's economy that doesn't force everyone to leave their place because they simply cannot survive there. We've got to think about the global role of our party and things as well. But it doesn't help when you have a Prime Minister and a Foreign Secretary that describe desperate people in a camp in Calais as a swarm and akin to insects. Sorry, they're human beings trying to survive. And I congratulate the BBC for having the courage to show songs of praise from Calais on Sunday. Our party has been through great times. We were founded to bring about social justice. We were founded on the backs of those that stood up against the power, the unaccountable power of those in the 18th and 19th century. We're founded by those people that brought votes for women. We're founded by those people that created the National Health Service, the National Insurance System, brought us the Human Rights Act, the Equalities Act, brought us equal pay at work, and brought us a whole lot of very important principles. But there is no God-given right for political parties to exist. They've got to mean something to their members, to their supporters, and to the wider public. And what's exciting now is the way that more than 500,000 people are now directly associated with the Labour Party in this electoral process. They've joined for a purpose, because they want to live in a society that's coherent, cohesive, and optimistic. They want young people not to leave university with massive debts, but to leave with opportunity and hope. They want education for all, from which we all benefit. An educated society is a good society for everybody. That's the sort of principles that brought our party about. That's the kind of principles that challenge the narrowness, the nastiness, the inequality, the injustice, and the arrogance of this Tory government. Let us be strong. Let us be confident. To oppose and defeat the Welfare Reform Bill, to oppose and defeat the Trade Union Bill, to oppose and defeat this budget and what it's doing, but above all, to grow our party as a movement that's there with everyone, all the time, in their day-to-day struggles, as well as the bigger issues that face this country and the rest of the world. This summer of 2015,